Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a bit different, sort of a shortcut to really grasping, the big picture of our planet. We're going to unpack the absolute fundamentals, the continents and the oceans. It's not just about lists. It's about seeing the scale, the diversity, getting those aha moments. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is why this stuff matters so much. It's not just lines on a map, is it? These massive landforms and water bodies, they're the engines driving climate, shaping cultures, even directing where life thrives.
Absolutely. So let's start with the land. The 7 continents. First up, got to be Asia, right? It's the giant. Biggest area, most people, over 4.7 billion. But it's also the contrasts, yeah. Like the Himalayas meet the Gobi Desert.
Exactly. You go from Arctic conditions in Siberia down to, tropical Indonesia. It's a whole world of climates packed into one continent. Think China, India, Japan, huge diversity.
Okay, then there's Africa, second biggest. You think savannas, deserts like the Sahara?
Mm-hmm. And incredible wildlife, obviously. But also, geologically, quite stable, which is why we find such old human fossils there. And the Nile. It's the longest river, sure, but it flows north.
Which was massive for ancient Egypt, wasn't it? For travel and farming?
Totally shaped civilization there.
Yeah.
Like Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa too. So varied.
And jump across the Atlantic, North America, U.S., Canada, Mexico. Big features like the Rockies, the Great Lakes.
Right, and those mountains running north-south really affect weather. You get everything from Arctic cold up north to, tropical zones further south. The Grand Canyon, too. Iconic.
Moving south again, South America. The Amazon immediately springs to mind.
Oh, absolutely. The rainforest and the river. It's not just scenery, though. The Amazon is like a global thermostat, a huge carbon sink.
And the biodiversity is just off the charts, right? Something like 10% of all known species. Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. So rich in resources.
Then we go to the extreme opposite, Antarctica.
Right. Coldest, most remote. Basically covered in ice. No permanent residents, just scientists.
Yeah, penguins and seals are the locals there. But it's crucial for climate science. What happens to that ice directly impacts sea levels everywhere.
Okay, heading north, Europe. It's smaller, surprisingly small, actually, after Australia.
It is, but think about the history, the culture crammed in there.
Right.
Germany, France, the UK, Italy, and its geography, like all that jagged coastline and the rivers Rhine, Danube made trade and, interaction really easy throughout history. That shaped everything.
And finally, the smallest continent, Australia,
Ever.
which is also a country kind of unique.
Exactly. And because it was isolated for so long, you get those unique animals, kangaroos, koalas, that sort of thing. Sometimes it's grouped into Oceania with the islands.
So that's the land covered, more or less. But Earth is mostly water, isn't it? Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk oceans, 5 of them.
Yes. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, oceans cover, 71% of the planet? They're the main drivers of climate and weather. Earth's circulation system, really.
Okay, the big one first, the Pacific. Largest and deepest, between Asia, Australia, and the Americas.
And home to the Ring of Fire. All that volcanic and earthquake activity. It's a reminder the planet is constantly changing, reshaping itself.
Then the Atlantic. Second largest, separating the Americas from Europe and Africa.
Yeah, and the Mid-Atlantic Ridge runs right down the middle. It's actually the longest mountain range on Earth, mostly underwater. That's where new ocean floor is made. Plate tectonics in action.
Cool. Okay, third, the Indian Ocean. Tucked between Africa, Asia, Australia.
Its unique thing is probably the monsoon system. Those seasonal winds were absolutely vital for trade for centuries. Still are, really.
Right. Then there's one that's a bit newer in terms of recognition, the Southern Ocean.
Yeah, the one surrounding Antarctica. It's distinct because of its currents, especially that strong Antarctic circumpolar current. It connects to the other major oceans, kind of like a massive hub, influencing climate and marine life globally. Really important.
And last but not least, the Arctic Ocean. Smallest, shallowest, up around the North Pole.
Partly covered in ice year-round, though that's changing, obviously. It's a key indicator for climate change. Melting ice there has big effects worldwide.
So what does this all mean? We've just zipped through the planet's basic layout, the continents, the oceans. But hopefully you see it's more than just names and places. It's about understanding these massive interconnected systems, their unique features, how they influence everything from climate to life itself. You've got the foundations now.
Which, this raises an important question for you to think about. How do all these distinct parts, continents with their mountains and deserts, oceans with their currents and depths, constantly interact? How do they weave together to form this single, incredibly dynamic global system that's always shaping our world?
Something to chew on. Keep exploring, keep learning.